It's Marty Pickles.
Hello Pickles and welcome to another episode of Sky Bees. Last episode finished quite quickly. I have a confession to make. I had planned on that episode being a lot longer, but I had recorded too much footage, I guess, to make it into one episode, and I didn't want to kind of give you too many small little bits or not enough information to what I'm doing, because my idea for this kind of series, I guess, is to kind of explain to you how the mods work and stuff like that as I learn some of them, I guess, and some of them I know a little bit about and stuff like that. So I didn't want to kind of condense it so you won't get the full story. So I kind of cut it at the end of a disappointing part, because that's another part. This mod pack is frustrating as hell. Like, I'm having fun with it. I love it. I can't stop playing it, but it annoys me. It does annoy me. They have cut so many of the mods and changed them and changed the config so that you can't use the whole mod. So you have to do the pack the way they want you to, which isn't a bad thing. If you like doing packs through the quests, this is brilliant. I'm more used to playing modded, where I've got free reign to kind of play around with the mods as I learn them and as I get used to them. This mod pack doesn't do it that way. It wants you to follow their way of playing, which it can be frustrating, as I found out. So at the end of the last episode, we were trying to make the water pump. The reason why I was doing that was so that I could try and create an infinite water so I can auto make terracotta, so that I can make those pots, because I wanted to make loads of pots for the mod that we're going to be looking at today. And that was what brings me on to today's mod. We are doing the second part of last week's episode effectively today, but we were looking at two mods last week, which is why I decided to kind of break it into two episodes instead of just the one. So last week was immersive engineering. This week we are looking at Botania. So Botania is another mod, and it uses plants and stuff like that, and we will find out. And the reason why I got into Botania was to help me with immersive engineering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you watch that episode, as it were. So grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax, have fun watching it. I will talk to you at the end. I will show you some more stuff, but I'll chat to you in a bit. On to the second mod. So, in order to make the next furnace that we're going to need, which is the blast furnace, we need to make blast brick. So, blast brick is here, and this will help make us a blast furnace. In order to make blast brick, we need magma block. To make magma block, we need magma cream. Well, you've seen the Nether. It's not a nice place. There's only one place where mobs are spawning at the moment, and that's the fortress, and it's dangerous. Quite frankly, I've been back over there. I've managed to get onto the fortress, but yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to get any magma cream from there. Trust me, it is not a pretty place. So, there is one other way of getting magma cream, and that is with a slime ball and blaze powder. Well, we can get blaze powder from sifting dust. So all we need to do is get slime balls. Well, we haven't found a slime chunk, and I don't know where a slime chunk is. So the next best thing, in order to get a slime ball, is with a mod pack called Botania. So Botania uses a lot of plants, and as you can see, using this here, we need to put a cactus inside a Manipule, and then it will bring out a slime ball. So we need to make a cactus farm, and then we can then obviously do the slime ball. So I know that Fizedi has got a cactus, and we've got loads of cactus seeds as well, so that's not a problem. So we need to be able to make a Manipule, so we need to get into Botania. Botania, if I go and get the book, is a mod all about plants, basically. It uses plants to power and produce everything. You can do anything that any engineer mod, factory mod, and stuff like that can do, but it does it all with plants, and then it uses kind of magic, I guess. It's called mana. It uses mana as its kind of electric source, basically. That is pretty much the same as RF. So there we go. It's on its 414th edition. So that's how long Botania has been around. I have dabbled in Botania quite a bit. And as you can see here, we've got all the basics and stuff like that. So that's, some of this is locked for this mod pack. This mod pack seems to lock everything. There is so much you cannot do to make you go a certain route that it's unbelievable. But we're having fun. We're having fun. So basics of Botania. You got your welcome to Botania, let's be Botania. So this is kind of all this information here. If you end up getting the Botania, then you can read that at your leisure. Mystical flowers. This is the thing that we need to grow, okay? So around the world, you may stumble upon mystical flowers. But what we had to do in a previous episode was grow these with floral fertilizer. And this is why... Oh, that's quite snazzy. This is why I have these over here. So I've been growing dandelions and poppies in these botany pots. And that is because with... Do it here. To make floral fertilizer, and I think I showed you at the end of the last episode, didn't I? The previous episode. We need 4 petals. And we did it just to be able to get the achievement. But we are actually using this. And there we go. I didn't explain that at all. So try that again. So in order to make floral fertilizer, as you've seen I've already done, we need dye. Okay, so you put 4 dye on the crafting bench, and then you put bone meal in the corner, and that gives us floral fertilizer. So we now have 32. I'll put the bone meal back. And with the floral fertilizer, we then come over here. Find us a nice bit of lawn. I think we'll choose this one so the flowers don't fly over the edge. We can use the floral fertilizer like bone meal, and it grows these plants. These are mystical flowers, okay? So I have been already grinding away with the mystical flowers. That was a double one there. Oh, lovely. Right. I have managed to collect all the different colours here. But there's one thing I found out. Using the hopper botany pots, we can grow the mystical flowers without the use of having to use the floral fertilizer. So I've had this going, and look how many stacks I have got of this. It's brilliant. What I'm going to do, and we can do this with this right now. If I break that as well. Got the dirt back, cool. So what my plan is, and that's why all these are here, is to basically have all the different flowers growing. Because in Botania, you need a lot of these flowers. Because with the flowers, you can make petals and so forth. And then you use the petals to make other plants, and it carries on like that. So, and you'll see as we get further into Botania. So my idea was that I was going to basically make a hopper pot for each flower. And then we'll have the flowers feeding into the storage drawers. So that when the storage drawers full, the hopper pot will stop growing and we won't be overflowed with them. So it's kind of restricting the number of flowers that we do get. Although the double ones grow through as well. So, okay. That's cool. Hopefully, it won't block the hopper pot up. So, at the moment, we're on 438. So, we have to keep an eye on that. Because I forgot about the double tall flowers. We've got tall ones there, which give us 2 petals, double the amount of petals that we need. So yes, that's Botania. We need Botania, obviously, to make the Manipule. So how are we going to make the Manipule? Botania. We've got all of this stuff here. So we've got 2 different types of looks. Okay. So we need to find the Manipule. The Manipule is here. So Manipule uses living rock. To make living rock, we need a pure daisy. You see how this is all working? So the pure daisy, when you put a stone in front of a pure daisy, it then makes a living rock. I'll show you that. To make a pure daisy, we need to put 4 mystical white petals, which is why I was growing those white mystical flowers, into a apocryphy. The apocryphy is made using this recipe here. So 4 cobblestone, 2 slabs, and a petal. So we need a petal to make the apocryphy. So we're going to make that now. I will grab some of ye, and we need 1 more. And then we also need, which we've got, the white flowers. No, we haven't. Here. We take one of those. That gives us 4 petals. Okay, so the little ones gives us 2. We can now go to the crafting bench. So we're now going to make the apocryphy. The apocryphy is made like this. We can do that with just the plus button, and we now have the petal apocryphy. I'll quickly leave the recipe up there for you. Now the apocryphy we'll need water for as well, so we're going to place our apocryphy, we'll place it next to our sink for now. So if I place it, we'll place it here just for the time being. So the apocryphy, what you need to do is, from what I can remember, I'm probably going to get this wrong, is you put that in and fill it with water. Okay? If we look at our pure white daisy, where are we? Pure daisy. So we need 4 of those in the apocryphy. So I can grab another tool. So now we've got those, and what we do is we place the petals into the apocryphy. So we've obviously set something up wrong. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the manual. Petal apocryphy. To create plant life that can do their bidding, a botanist needs special means mystical energy. Luckily, petal apocryphy can just do that. Cool. This block, when placed in the world and given some water by right-clicking or throwing in a bucket, will accept any mystical petals thrown into it. Ahaha, right, we've got to throw them in. Once correct petals have been provided, throw in any seed. So this is, well, that's good that we've got loads of seeds as well then. And right, okay, so sneak right-clicking the petal apocryphy with empty hand will remove the last item thrown in. Sweet. Okay, so we will try and throw. See, that's in there. See, that's there. And on my cursor, it's got one there. That's 2, 3, 4. So now we need to add some seed. So I'll go and grab a seed here. We've got plenty of wheat seeds. So we throw the wheat seed in, and bang, there we go. We've got our pure daisy. So what we need to do now is, if I get some wood to start with, I'll show you with that. And all our wood is around the plants. This is another good reason why I've been planting these trees as well. So we'll grab some oak logs. And all we need to do now is find a way of automating this, really. So we plant the pure daisy. It has to be planted in the ground. Everything works through plants. We place all our wood around there. And then we just got to wait for it to turn. And as you can see now, it's now turning into the living wood. So then we can harvest that up and place down again. So there has to be a way, somehow we can start automating this. So what we need to do now is place some stone. And it does exactly the same as what it did with the wood. And we just got to sit there and wait for it to turn. So as you can see, that's all turned to living rock. So we can now harvest that up. And I'll probably place some more down because we are going to need quite a few bits of living rock. I might even make another plant. Another pure daisy to be able to speed that process up a little bit quicker. So, right, have we got enough to build our Manipule? So we go over here. Our Manipule is made with 5 of these living rocks. We can do that. So we now have a Manipule. Now, what do we do with the Manipule? Wand of the Forest, I think we'll look at quickly next. So this is how we make a wand, and the wand is a botanist's most important tool for manipulating flowers is the wand of the forest. This wand, crafted from a pair of mystical petals strapped to a few living twigs, is a must-have for a huge number of botanical tasks. The wand has 2 modes, bind mode and function mode. In bind mode, sneak right-click it on a compatible block to select it, then sneak right-click elsewhere to bind the 2 blocks. In function mode, it simply doesn't perform this function, freeing the sneak right-click action up for other tasks. Aha! The 2 modes can be switched between by sneak right-clicking the wand in the air. Sneak right-clicking a block in function mode rotates the block around the axis of the side it was clicked on. For example, using the wand on the top of a chest will change the direction it faces. Most blocks with orientations can be relocated in this reoriented in this way. A dispenser holding a wand will use the wand on the block it currently faces when triggered. So we could use it to, with a dispenser, we could use it to turn a block. Why would we want to do that though? The petals used determine the colour of the wand. Okay, so we need 3 sticks and that. So we can do that because we have our living wood. So if we do that, that gives us 1, 2, 3. So we now have our 3 sticks, and just what colour wand do we want? I'm going to put that book away again so it doesn't get in our way. I guess it depends how many of each plant. I want purple, and I think we're going to have to go lime green. Lime green for the pickles. Right, so I'll then quickly place that in there. We get 2 petals. Place that in the crafting thing, get 2 purple petals. We're going to have to find some more storage drawers, I think. I'll have to make some special ones, actually, to be able to hold everything that it's supposed to. So we go to the crafting bench, and we place our 3 sticks in like this, and we place 1 purple petal and 1 green petal. And here we have our wand. So we now have a wand of the forest, and if we shift right click, wand of the forest is in function mode, wand of the forest is in bind mode, so we can now bind things to other things. The Manipule is, simply put, a storage for mana. It accepts mana from mana spreaders, and any adjacent ones will fill from it automatically. All functional flora require a nearby mana pool to draw power from. Tossing certain resources into a mana pool will infuse them with mana from the pool, turning them into more magically useful forms. Okay, that's cool. So iron into there will give us mana steel, and then we can make armor and all sorts of it. Ender pearl into a mana pearl, a diamond into mana diamonds. Okay, so these are all things that we're probably going to need. Dye will come into mana powder, glass into mana glass. Okay, and you can put cookies in there to get biscuits of totality. Maybe we should have a go at making those. Right, so how do we get mana into a mana pool? That's a mana spreader. So I think we need to make one of these. I'm not going to read it all. So we need a petal, living wood, and some gold ingots. Right, okay. So we're going to make a mana spreader. I'm just going to type in mana spreader because I know what I want to take. So mana, and we want a mana spreader. That's a mana charm, mana spreader. There we go. So we can make the mana spreader, and we've got one of those. So that will collect mana from a plant. Okay, if I bind a plant to the mana spreader, it will absorb the mana that the plant produces, and then I can then direct it into here. So if we say, I'll use the wood, put that there like that, and then we jump up here. Right, so that's our mana spreader. That's what it looks like. Very nifty. I'll chop this wood down here. Now we need to make a way of getting this mana spreader to put mana into the mana pool. So if I right click that, it's now on bind mode. There we go, shift right click onto the object, and then shift right click onto the pool. So now that mana spreader is now pointing into the pool, and this line here, while I've got my wand on, it will show me the lines of mana, yeah? So I could end up having a whole array of, because if I get a mana spreader over here, it can fire into this mana spreader and then into the pool. So we can set up really cool kind of like lines of power and stuff like that. So what we need to do now though is try and get something to make the mana in here. What plant are we going to use to do that? Well, there is a plant in Botania, and if I can remember its name, it's something to do with fire. Botania, and we want functional plants. So the functional ones are on the next page here. Endo Flame. We need to make an Endo Flame. An Endo Flame is, it's 2 brown mystical petals, a red mystical petal, and a light grey mystical petal. We chuck 2 brown petals in, a red petal, and a light grey. We then get our seeds, throw our seeds in, and now we have an Endo Flame. So an Endo Flame basically will burn any burnable object that is dropped down at it. So if I place one here and one here, so they're there. If I then drop some, I then need to bind my Endo Flame to my mana spreader, that Endo Flame to that mana spreader. So they're now found. If I throw a piece of wood down at that, it will consume the wood. And this one. And then as you can see, the green bar here is filling up with mana. And if you watch here, green pulses come in here. And we now have mana in our Manipule. So that is how easy it is to get mana. And there's ways of automating this. So we've now got the one set up in the middle. And I'll quick look at that again, just so if you want to set up something similar. Just like that. So pressure plate, redstone into a block with a torch on the back. A block on top of that with a torch on the side. And with a block on top of that. Which then, obviously, then when the redstone signal comes into here, locks this hopper to stop the produce going through. So we put that through. It's going to drop 2, and those 2 flames should pick 1 up each. And there we go, it does. And then it'll drop another 2, and they won't pick those up until these are finished, which means that all of this stuff won't come through. So we've got the brick hoppers. We can put another 2 stacks in there as well. And then we have got automated mana. Now we just need to get the cactus so we can make our slime balls. So just set up the sand, ready to lay the cactus. We can put the cactus here and... Oh, one more bit of seed. There's another bit of seed there, and we've got the cactus growing there. So I'm going to have to come back and manually farm that for now. We'll have to find a way of auto-farming it. It's not that difficult, so we can do that in a bit. But we've got cactus growing, so that's the main thing. Right, what we need to do now to get the blast furnace, we need to turn magma cream slime. So the way we're going to do it is turn the cactus into the slime ball, but we need the alchemy catalyst underneath the Manipule. So we need brewing stands and a mana pearl. So somehow I'm going to have to get hold of an ender pearl. So that is with an ender pearl. An ender pearl is with a ghast here with an alchemy catalyst. So we still need an ender pearl. Any other way? Oh, we can sieve crushed endstone, which we can't get. Villager trades with the cleric. We haven't got one of those. And we could make a bee. Okay. So this is where we're stuck in a loop, where we need that to make the thing that we need to make that. I'm going to go and have a look to see if Fizedi's got an ender pearl. And I'm sure he'll let me borrow it. So he's got Eye of Ender. I'm not quite sure how he managed to get that other than mixing it with the blaze powder. He's obviously got something up his sleeve. That's growing a lot taller than it should. Does he have another ender pearl? And he said mana pearl then. He hasn't got anything in there. That's that. That's that. Not looking likely. So somehow we're going to have to spawn an ender pearl. Spawn an ender pearl? Spawn an enderman. Because it don't look like Fizedi's got one. So I came down here to build a mob spawner. I'm at Y1. And look what spawned inside my mob spawner. So, I found a slime chunk. Now we have slime balls. I'm going to make a slime farm. We don't need any of that Botania stuff. For the moment anyway, at least. Oh well, it made a good episode. See you in the next one. Ciao for now.